Dexter New Blood episode review video. Before I get into that, the opening report, if you aren't caught up to the point where I am or rewatching or watching Dexter or Dexter New Blood, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which of course I'll mention as well as put in the description for you. If that happens to be the case, you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further to avoid any potential spoilers. And if you want to check my original review of this episode of Dexter New Blood when it first aired, click right here with about 20 seconds left to go in the video at the end screen. The link for that video will be there. This will be Dexter New Blood, Episode 5. The title of this episode is called Runaway. And this will be my review, reaction, recap after just finishing rewatching the episode. Dexter studies the straight razor found in Harrison's room, or as I like to call it, a walk-in closet. Dexter and Ghost Deb wonder if somehow, some way, Harrison remembered when his mother Rita was killed by Arthur Mitchell, the Trinity Killer. He wasn't even a year old yet. Dexter's thinking about telling Harrison who he really is and what he really does. And Ghost Deb is highly against this, and she calls Dexter a fucking monster. Kurt Caldwell takes Chloe to her room. She asks what he wants from her, and Kurt just wants her to pay it forward. Logan tells Angela that Matt Caldwell's credit card report has come back, and the story checks out. He's been using his card at the hotel the last 3 nights. Molly's going to expense a trip to New York, and there's also a missing persons conference that Angela is really interested in. Logan can watch the station. Road trip time. Harrison gets home and says, "You won't believe that what happened to me at school today." Big assembly. Everybody was cheering for. He sees Dexter standing there with his straight razor. Harrison says, "You went through my stuff." "I only carry that for protection." Says he was robbed before. Dexter says, "Harrison, you can trust me." Harrison says, "You're the one living a lie, Jim." Zach shows up as Harrison went outside, and Zach says he admits he was a dick and a bully, and Harrison decides to go to a party with him. It's a kill list party, written invitation only, the people that were on Ethan's kill list. Now, I don't recall Harrison being on the kill list, was he though? I don't know. Harrison screams, "Let's fucking party. Yes, let's party." Dexter goes to the tavern, sees Tess, needs to charge his phone. He wants a Jameson Neat. No IPA for Dexter/Jim tonight. Tess gives Dexter Mr. Morris's number as he's a therapist, as there are things that he might be able to help with Harrison that Dexter just can't. Kurt Caldwell arrives and walks in like he owns the place, and he does this every few months, Tess says. And then Kurt plays Runaway, I think that's the name of the song, the title of the episode, on the jukebox, and has Tess dance with him, which he does all the time. So she was expecting it. Dexter wonders why Kurt's dancing like he doesn't have a care in the world when he knows that Kurt's son is missing, even though Kurt Caldwell is lying about it. Audrey also is at the party that Harrison's at. A blonde gives Harrison a kiss and says, "You saved my life." She's on E and gives Harrison some as well and says, "Catch up." Another chick who's happy to see Harrison wants him to carve an H with a knife on her leg, so she'll always remember her hero. Harrison starts to do it, but apparently it hurt too much, and she kind of screams and cries, and then Harrison just walks away. And then Scott, our other wrestler jock, that I always forget the name of, gives Harrison a pill, and Audrey sees this and wants to get Harrison some water. Harrison mentions his dad doesn't even believe him. He says his dad's name isn't even Jim Lindsay. Harrison wonders why Audrey is the only person there who understands him, or only person here that understands him. And then Harrison falls over. Audrey calls 911. Sergeant Logan, or Coach Logan, has arrived. Harrison awakes. He's going to be all right. Audrey did the right thing, Coach/Sergeant Logan says. Scott says it was only Oxy after Sergeant Logan threatens him. The nurse tells Dexter at the hospital his son's lucky. It's fake Oxy being sold out of a dive bar by a guy named Miles. Dexter questions Sergeant Logan's parenting expertise. Ghost Deb tells Dexter it's all your fault. Dexter tells Harrison he's going to start seeing a therapist. Whatever you say, Harrison says. Chloe can't get out of the room. She notices the camera that says you're dead already under it. Logan calls and tells Angela about the party, and Harrison ODing says Audrey is the one that called them and was the voice of reason, and she wasn't on anything. Angela wants visual proof that Matt Caldwell was at the hotel, but they can't do that. He changes his mind and says he'll have the IT guy put the footage from the security camera, or get the footage. The hotel guy, he'll tell the IT guy. So they'll have to come back later on that night. And then Harrison throws out the breakfast that Dexter made him the next morning in Iron Lake. Dexter says, dogs barking at me. Still got it, as Dexter went to go visit Dr. Patel. Says his goat hurt his leg to Dr. Patel, and Dr. Patel says grab some ketamine or whatever else he needs, or whatever you need, in back. One-stop shopping, Dexter's dark passenger says. Dexter has arrived at the dive bar where Miles is usually at. Dexter orders a Bud, and Miles has arrived. Bud? Ugh, gross. Miles has Dexter follow him outside, as Dexter kind of alluded to being interested in his product. And Dexter's dark passenger says sometimes you have to say yes to drugs. Dexter is about to get Miles with the M99 substitute before Sergeant Logan arrives, so Dexter starts beating up Miles, saying, stay away from my son. Logan wants Dexter to follow him back to the station because of this. Harrison decides to leave Dexter's cabin. He's had enough with Dexter/Jim Lindsay, and he is completely annoyed by him not trusting him and everything. Molly and Angela have arrived at the law enforcement conference. They walk in, and I still get goosebumps when the next speaker is announced as Miami Metro Homicide Captain Angel Batista. Yes! This is probably the best episode of Dexter New Blood. It had so much stuff into it. I'm jumping ahead of myself here, but that was epic because I didn't know what was going to happen. I mean, I thought somebody from Miami Metro would show up, but I really didn't know. And I literally jumped out of my couch, or jumped off my couch about, when did I watch this? About 11:30. Started the episode at about 11 the night it aired. And I literally jumped off my couch yelling, yes! But anyway, Teddy apologizes to Dexter, as it's only a formality with him having to talk to Logan about this. Teddy is such a moron. Who would hire him to be a deputy? Angela is an idiot. Miles is talking to Sergeant Logan. Miles mentions a few names. He wants a lawyer. Dexter even feels intimidated by Logan questioning or interrogating Miles. Miles says a guy named Jasper Hodge made the pills. Logan has the last known address for Jasper Hodge. Chloe is stripping in front of Kurt's camera. Batista is talking about the Bay Harbor Butcher. Molly mentions she did a story on that case to Angela. He talks about common connections, and Molly decides to get a massage. Dexter is watching Jasper's place. Ghost Deb says she hasn't seen Dexter like this before. This is vengeance. And Dexter says, yep. Dexter puts on the gloves and gets out his needle. Dexter's dark passenger says he should kill this guy just because of the crappy wallpaper. Great line. He finds proof that Jasper likes to play games, but Dexter is not here to play. Dexter gets Jasper with the M99 substitute ketamine. Kurt puts on his snow gear or his winter gear and tells Chloe she's free to go. Chloe says, "Make me." And then Chloe cuts Kurt as he goes in there after her, and they struggle. And then Kurt eventually gets Chloe outside and tells her to run, bitch. Go out, he will kill her. Or go out or else he will kill her. Run. Chloe doesn't run, so Kurt shoots her in the eye. I don't know. I must have missed something while I was typing there because it doesn't make sense what I put. But that happens in every fucking video that I do, it seems. This is not the way it's supposed to go, Kurt shouts. And then he shoots Chloe in the chest. I think that wasn't needed as she seemed dead to me already anyway. Angela goes to the bar area after the conference, and the great Angel Batista is also there. Angela introduces herself to Captain Batista. They sit at a table together with drinks. Angela tells Batista she has a boyfriend, as it seemed like he was kind of flirting with her, but he wasn't. And she's talking to him about her missing girls. Batista says to listen to her gut. That feeling she has reminds Batista of another case, a young detective in the Trinity Killer case. Her name was Deborah Morgan. She always had a feeling about it, but she died. Her brother, too. He had a son. What was his name? Oh, yeah. Harrison. Cute kid. Angel forgot his name? What? Seriously? Jamie used to watch Harrison like 24/7, and all of a sudden, after 10 years, Angel Batista is going to forget Harrison's name. Okay, whatever. They're just playing with us in that scene anyway. Dexter has Jasper wrapped up in plastic on his makeshift table. The episode wakes him up. He's Jasper's worst nightmare. Jasper calls Harrison a weak fucking junkie. And then Dexter says, "I'm a great fucking dad." Dexter is about to kill Jasper, but Sergeant Logan has shown up. Kurt pulls up to Harrison and asks what he's doing because he's walking. I don't know what I put. What he's doing what he's doing way the fuck over here. I put way the fuck over her. Again, I get too into the episode and I mistype things and misspell things and whatever, but he's wondering why Harrison's way over on this side of town when he should be at Dexter's cabin or Jim's cabin. And Harrison says he's going out of town for good. Kurt tells Harrison, come inside and have a meal before he leaves. And then Dexter forces Jasper to snort some of his fake oxy, killing Jasper, and sets him up at the computer. Logan and the backup enters and they find Jasper Hodge dead. Angela and Molly see the footage. It wasn't Matt Caldwell that checked out of that hotel. Kurt asks Harrison if he has any money. Kurt's going to give Harrison some advice, whether he likes it or not. In those moments when all you see is red, go and do something kind for the person that's pissing you off. Kurt asks Susan, a random employee at his diner, for an application. Why couldn't he just stand up and grab it himself? I don't know. He wants Harrison to get a job, and he'll hire him. Angela arrives home. She's not mad at Audrey, and Audrey tells Angela that Harrison told her his dad's name isn't even Jim Lindsay. Uh-oh. Dexter arrives home, and Harrison doesn't want dinner and goes to lay down in his room/walk-in closet. Angela does a search of something that shows her the obituary of Dexter Morgan as that prints out of the printer. And that's how this awesome episode ends. So, like I said, this was the best episode of Dexter New Blood to date. And honestly, I think it is the best episode of Dexter New Blood. I'm going to score the episode a 10 out of 10. It was awesome. The character of the episode, I want to give it to Harrison. I want to give it to Angela. So Angela's going to be the female character of the episode. Harrison's going to be the male character of the episode. Obviously, Dexter was really good in this episode. And special recognition to Captain Angel Batista of Miami Metro Homicide. It was good to see Batista back. Again, I was not necessarily expecting him to be back in Dexter New Blood. I'm glad that they had him back, but ultimately, him being in the show amounted to really nothing. other than to freak Dexter out a little bit. So that pisses me off. But this episode is still a 10 out of 10. So you've heard me talk a lot already. Now it's your turn. If you're a fan of Dexter New Blood or Dexter and want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, smash that like button. Share this video with anybody that you know that likes Dexter in general, or put this video on any of your social media platforms. Don't forget to sound off in the comments section about what your thoughts are on this episode. What would you score it, and who would be your male and female character of the episode? And then last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button. Check out my original review of this episode. Subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And JDev will return.